win, go win, go win, go win, go win, man, go win.
Let's talk about the Thursday night matchup on Amazon Prime Video. It's an NFC South battle between Kirk Cousins and the 4-9 Atlanta Falcons, traveling to Tampa to take on Baker Mayfield and the 7-6 Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Buccaneers are favored by 4 points. It's an 8:15 p.m. kickoff. The over-under for this matchup is 44.5 points. So, as I look at this matchup in the NFC South, let's talk about the Falcons. The Falcons are 4-9. They have been eliminated from playoff contention. They've lost 2 straight games against the Jets in week 13 and against the Seahawks in week 14. And they have had a very disappointing season this year. We thought coming into the season that the Falcons would be a much better football team. I had the Falcons as a playoff team coming into the season. They had a big win against the Bills and Josh Allen back in week 6, but they have struggled ever since. And to me, they have not been able to be consistent as a football team. And when you look at their passing offense, they average 206 passing yards per game. That's ranked 18th in the NFL. But I do love their rushing attack with Bijan Robinson. Bijan Robinson, he is a great running back. I think he's one of the best running backs in pro football for the season. 215 carries, 1,081 rushing yards, 5 touchdowns for the season. And the Falcons, as a rush offense, they average 124 rushing yards per game, which is ranked 11th in the NFL. But they have Kirk Cousins now as their quarterback. He replaced Michael Penix, who's out for the season more than likely. And they had a very, very disappointing loss last week against the Seattle Seahawks. They got completely blitzed in that game. The Seahawks dominated the Falcons in that matchup. The Seahawks outscored the Falcons 31-3 in the second half. So it's been a very, very disappointing season for Raheem Morris, Kirk Cousins, and the Atlanta Falcons. Now, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers on the flip side, they are coming off of a very, very disappointing performance in week 14. They lost against the New Orleans Saints 24-20. The Buccaneers needed to win that game so they could stay ahead of the Carolina Panthers, who are on their heels. The Panthers, they are 7-6. So the Buccaneers, prior to their loss against the Saints, they had a 1-game lead over the Panthers in the NFC South. And the Saints had nothing to play for in week 14. And the Saints beat the Buccaneers 24-20, a game where Baker Mayfield only had 122 passing yards, 1 touchdown. Emeka Egbuka, only 2 receptions for 15 receiving yards. I mean, it was a very, very uncharacteristic performance from the Buccaneers as an offense. They had 122 passing yards. They did run the football very effectively. They had 179 rushing yards, 301 yards for the game. I thought Bucky Irvin and Rachaad White both played pretty good, but that was a terrible performance from the Buccaneers. And the Bucs, they have some work to do. They got some work to do in the NFC South because they have 2 critical matchups against the Panthers in week 16 and in week 18. In week 16, they are in Carolina. In week 18, they are in Tampa in the season finale against the Panthers. Those 2 matchups against the Panthers, those matchups will determine who wins the NFC South. And now when I look at the Buccaneers overall in their last 5 games, they're 1-4. 1-4 in their last 5 games. So the Buccaneers, they got to get their act together if they want to win the NFC South. I expect Baker Mayfield and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to beat Kirk Cousins and the Atlanta Falcons Thursday night in Tampa. Baker Mayfield 27, Kirk Cousins 17. big playoff game for the Buccaneers. I know it's technically not the playoffs, but this game has major playoff implications because if the Buccaneers fall to 7-7 and the Panthers win in week 15, the Panthers will lead the NFC South. But I'm going to roll with the Bucs to beat the Falcons 27-24 in Tampa on Thursday Night Football.